Wow.
What's up everybody, this is Danny and this is the LG Gram, the lightest laptop in the 14-inch space. It's even lighter than the MacBook Air at roughly 2 pounds, and my scale might be a little off here for LG states it's 980 grams. LG sent this over for me to check out and I've been using it for a few weeks, so let me tell you what I think about it. First off, this thing is super light. It almost feels impossible that this 14-inch laptop can even be this light. A good comparison in weight is that of the 12-inch MacBook, but this thing is 14 inches. Pretty awesome in my opinion. If you are looking to travel with this or using it for school, you probably won't even feel this thing in your bag. LG compares the Gram to the MacBook Air with its slogan, lighter than air, so it's natural to make this quick comparison. The MacBook Air surprisingly is a lot heavier, almost a full pound heavier, and the LG Gram being a full inch bigger on the display at 14 inches, having the same size form factor, that's a huge plus. How LG was able to accomplish this is to reduce the side bezels, look at how thin those are, and the display is also a much higher resolution at 1080p compared to the dismal 1440 by 900 display on the MacBook Air. The Gram comes in at twice the standard RAM at 8GB instead of 4GB, at about the same price point at $999 for the Core i5 model like I have here in this cool champagne gold color, which I really dig. It's really a classy looking gold. There are plenty of ports here on the LG Gram, a few more than there are on the MacBook Air. You get a USB 3.0 port, a micro USB port, which is there to use the provided Ethernet dongle if you don't want to use the built-in dual band 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, a 3.5mm headphone jack with a built-in DAC, and a micro SD card for cheap expansion and file transfer, and a microphone. On the other side, you get AC power in, another USB 3.0 port, a full-size HDMI, which you don't see in many thin laptops like this, and some indicator lights. How LG was able to get this laptop so thin and lightweight is the choice to use carbon magnesium and lithium magnesium in the body, and it has its advantages and disadvantages. Of course, the advantage is the body being super lightweight, but the disadvantage is that there's quite a bit of flex in the body of the computer, and even though it's not as bad in the middle where the keyboard lies, you can feel it or hear it being hollow, especially if you are a hard typer and like to smash those keys. The exterior feels like a high-end textured plastic, but the good thing is there's minimal flex where your hands rest while you're typing by the trackpad. The trackpad is nice and responsive, it feels nice on your fingertips, and for the most part, it is quick and responsive. There was a small amount of lag prior to an update on the scrolling, but has been much improved since the update, so I don't think you'll have a problem with the trackpad. While it's not the nicest that I've used, it definitely does the job. Typing on the keyboard's also been a good experience. The keys have a decent amount of travel, and the keys are nicely spaced out. I wish there was a little bit more feedback to the keys, but that's just a personal preference, and I also wish there was some backlighting on the keyboard, for there are a few lights on the power button and some of the function keys, but I wish it was there for the entire keyboard, for that's not important to some, and some of you might not even care, but I personally love backlit keyboards. The LG Gram has a 14-inch Full HD 1080p IPS display, which makes for great viewing angles and some nice colors. I think it looks nice right out of the box, but I'm sure with some calibration, you can make it even look nicer. It's decently bright as well, and everything looks sharp and crisp on it. I don't think you'll be disappointed in the display unless you like touchscreens, because this display is not, and some will be bummed out because it's not a touchscreen, but it personally did not bother me. I do like the 16:9 ratio. It's nice for viewing multimedia, which I always love to do, catching up on a ton of YouTube videos and some TV shows, and I had no problem with this on the LG Gram. When it comes to the multimedia experience, I wish that one thing could be better, and those are the built-in speakers at the bottom. They get decently loud, but could be better in terms of richness and sound as a whole, but I think that has a lot to do with that bottom placement. The Gram I have here is powered by the 5th generation Intel Core i5 processor, and you can get it configured up to a Core i7 if you need a little bit more power, and it comes standard with a 128GB SSD, but if you choose the i7 model, you get 256GB of SSD storage. It does max out at 8GB of RAM though. I think the one I have here is the best for its value at $999. If you want even a smaller one, it does come in a 13-inch model for $899. Even though I wish this was the 6th generation Intel Skylake processor, performance is more than plenty for most people, and even though these aren't the fastest SSDs out there on the market right now, daily performance is more than adequate. On daily usage though, the performance is everything you would expect from an Ultrabook. The web browsing is nice and snappy, typing up documents or presentations are a breeze, and you can even play some games on here if you like. LG provided a built-in reader mode which changes the colors and brightness to be easier on your eyes during extensive reading. Since the Gram has the Intel 5500 integrated graphics, you can expect to play some light games on here, like anything from the Windows Store game library, which is getting much better by the way. You're probably going to find something that you like there, or some light games like League of Legends or something in lines of this, but if you're looking to do some serious gaming, then this laptop is probably not for you. What's awesome about the Gram is that it's literally silent during operation. Seriously, you cannot hear the fans ever, and that's amazing when you are working. It's whisper quiet, but that can be a downfall because when you're gaming or doing something graphically intensive like video editing, the Gram gets pretty warm underneath. While it's not scorching hot, it's definitely noticeable. Most people will just be browsing the web and doing casual work on their laps anyways, so this might not be a huge problem for some, but hopefully they can push out an update to make the thermal regulation more efficient. Software-wise, it comes preloaded with Windows 10, which in my personal opinion is the best Windows version yet. The Gram has a feature called instant booting, so as soon as you open your laptop from sleep or even fully off, you only have a few seconds of the LG logo to look at, and then you're ready to start using your computer. I love this feature. There are a few additions that LG has put on the Gram though, like the built-in Wolfson DAC. So if you like listening to music while browsing or doing schoolwork, you will notice the richer sound and the louder sound that you get from the built-in DAC. Very awesome of LG to include this in the Gram. You also have some surround options here as well. So let's talk about one of the most important things, and that is the battery life. The Gram has a 4,555 mAh battery, and LG claims it's good for about 7.5 hours of use. Now, I didn't get up to that high, but you can expect about 4 to 5 hours of usage from a single charge, and of course it all depends on how you use it and the screen brightness you have it on. I had mine on about 75% and I was able to get a maximum of 5 hours usage, which is more than acceptable for most users. So what do you guys think of the LG Gram? I think it's nice, thin, super lightweight, and it could be the perfect computer for some people. In my opinion, I think this is a great first attempt from LG in this market. If you're looking for a lightweight Ultrabook with a nice 1080p display, plenty of ports, and decent performance, this could be a great fit. While I wouldn't mind seeing a sturdier build, a 6th generation Intel processor, and better thermal management, I still think this could be a great laptop to consider if you're on the market for a Windows 10 Ultrabook. Alright guys, so let me know what you think about this LG Gram in the comment section below. Thanks to LG for sending this out for me to check out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content and subscribe for a lot more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.